Hi, it's Angela. Welcome to episode 20 of Scars and Tiaras Alive to Thrive series. And this week I am answering some of the questions that I've received this week and over time. And one of the first things that I wanted to talk about today was really a question that came up from somebody who has been on the website and follows the Facebook page. And she wants to know basically if this pain ever ends, if the triggers ever end, if all of the things that come up will ever end. And I wanted to start with that one because I'm thinking about how I want to say, oh yes, absolutely it ends. And truthfully, I don't know. I know that people talk about being completely healed, but I don't know what's going on inside their heads and hearts. I do know that I've been on this journey for a long time, and while I've come a long way, as I often say, I couldn't say that I'm at a destination or that I see one in sight right now, because the thing about triggers is you never know when you're going to be triggered. You never know when the smell of someone or something is going to put you back in a time that you don't want to be in. And so I can't answer that really in a way that's hopeful and definitive because it hasn't happened for me. I can offer hope that it gets better. I can offer hope that there are going to be days when you feel like you're on top of the world, and those days turn into weeks, and those weeks turn into months, and those months turn into years. I don't know what it looks like for each person because I don't know how you process your trauma. I don't know if you're getting counseling help or if you're just, going through it by yourself. So I believe that you should bring people along who can help you heal, and that may sort of expedite that journey to the destination, but I'm not really certain that full healing will come at any certain point in time. And I'm okay with that because I've come to understand that destinations aren't necessarily where everything is. It's that journey, the journey of where we heal and what we learn along the way helps build us to who we are and who we become. And I know, like many others, we would love to be the strongest, most beautiful people without all of that hardship. But the fact of the matter is, it happened, now we're owning it, and we're moving forward. And we're not owning it in the way of blame, but we're owning it in the way of, I'm not going to let this hold me back. I'm going to thrive. Which is the point of this whole series, is to be able to thrive despite these things that somebody else did to us, despite these experiences. So I don't have a yes, definitely you're going to get their answer, but I hope that helps a little bit to know that if you're at the beginning of your journey, there is a better place. There are going to be better stopping points along the way. So it doesn't get 100% better in a very short amount of time, or if it does, I'm not aware of it. But I know that I'm going to continue the journey I'm on with my counselor and with people who are trying to walk this journey with me. The next question that I had was dealing with family. Someone wanted to talk about how exactly I told my family that I wasn't going to have anything else to do with them. And that is a really, really long answer. And in fact, it's something probably that needs to stand alone. And I'm not looking to point fingers or anything like that. For some of the family members that I'm not in contact with anymore, it was a decision to just stop contact. There wasn't necessarily a, dear so-and-so, I'm not going to be in contact with you anymore. With another family member, one of the most important key members of my life, I really struggled and still struggle at times with closing that door. But it was a series of conversations, a series of letters, and a series of me realizing that me sharing my heart over and over and over wasn't making any changes. And I could either release them and become better without them, or hold on to them and, continue to suffer. So that's where I just had to draw a line and let them go. Not easy at all. And I'd be happy to talk about that further in detail or write about it on the website. But for the most part, it was what I needed to do for me, and it was the best choice for me. One of the other questions that I received, and I'll end on this note, is really essentially, what do you do when you're and chaos in your life? Well, one of the reasons I'm filming this today, if you will, in my office is my office is in chaos. We're getting ready to move again, and I don't know what's next, and I don't know where we're moving to next. I don't know what's happening next, which is a lot like the healing journey, because you don't know what's around the next corner. You don't know what you're going to run into next. So with the chaos of life, as it has been with my husband's injury, and with trying to take on as much work as I can and working more hours at the pregnancy center, life at home has been a little bit chaotic too. And so my office is an explosion. So how am I trying to thrive in that? 1 minute at a time. When your life is in chaos, you really sometimes just take it 1 minute at a time. I have all the plans, everything in place, but I'm not in control of the plan. I can make the plan, but I can't control what happens once I make the plan. I can take those action steps, but I'm not in control of many of the outcomes. So much like I don't know where we're going to live next in the next couple of months, I don't know where my healing journey takes me next. It, in many ways, is often chaos in my heart. So it's unknown in many, many ways. So how do you thrive amongst the chaos? You just take it 1 second at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. That's like my husband's injury healing. He has to ride it out, and he has to take it with his foot 1 minute at a time to get towards healing. And we're the same way with the emotional scars and pains in our hearts. We have to just take it 1 minute at a time. And then you're going to start biting off big old chunks of time, and it's going to get better and better. So I know this running theme is it's going to get better, but it really is. If you're leaning into that possibility and you're not sitting in a hole waiting for somebody to come along and rescue you, if you are the rescuer in your story, it gets better and better. We have this saying, and I may have said it before, but we have this saying that you have to be able to be willing to participate in your own rescue. So as you're going through that healing, you have to be able to say, I'm putting everything in, not in control of the outcome of what happens in the rest of the world, but I'm doing my part. I'm putting in what I can. My attitude is positive. My outlook is positive, and I want to thrive. And that is what is going to help you get closer and closer and closer and closer to your goal of thriving and being healed and being able to handle triggers much better. Chaos is going to happen in life. What can you do? Well, you learn to ride the waves, and you learn that you are strong enough and resilient enough to go with the ups and go with the downs without it being completely devastating. So as you're looking at your life and you're trying to figure out how you need to make those big choices, I'm just going to encourage you to learn to change that attitude that you have towards life itself, towards your healing. How can I be the most positive today? What is the best way I can look at this day? And then go with that. Next week, I don't know what we're doing. Same as almost every week. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it comes up in life. But if you do have questions and you want me to elaborate, or you want to ask about something that I haven't covered at all before, please feel free to ask. And I do want to continue to remind you that I'm not a counselor. I'm just a woman sharing from my experience, sharing with you, and hoping that it helps you along the way. So if you need real help, please seek out a counselor, a medical professional who can help you with that. I'm not going to tell you to snap out of depression or snap out of anything else. I'm talking about from a normal, regular level of healing. But if you're suffering from depression, and I hate the word that I just used, normal, but I think you know what I mean. If you're suffering from depression or PTSD, please, please, please reach out to a trained professional who can walk you through that part of your journey. I promise you that will be one of the best decisions you make. So until next week, I will see you, and hopefully the chaos will be a little bit less, and I'll have better answers for you. Thank you so much.